fear. So today's vlog is how to be vegan. Now I'm going to use that word very loosely because I think sometimes when we attach ourselves to a label, you make life very difficult, not just for yourself but for other people. And I'll give you the reasons why I'm vegan firstly, and why I do associate myself with that demographic. But before I do, I'd just like to reiterate that you are more than what you eat, and whilst it is incredibly good to eat a diet that is rich in fruits and vegetables and is compassionate to your world, your planet, and to other living creatures, I don't think you're a bad person if you eat meat. In fact, my beloved Nigerian man is a fully fledged meat eater. He eats vegan food because I cook him vegan food, but I don't think you're a terrible person if you eat meat or if you're a vegetarian. I just think that's your life choice. And if I can give other vegans any advice in my experience being a herbivore for many years, is that the best way to persuade someone to your lifestyle and to actually spread the message of compassion and making sure that animals are treated properly is by cooking food. Let food do the talking. And when people ask you questions about your lifestyle, don't roll your eyes and give them a barrage of abuse for their lifestyle. Instead, don't be judgmental, just explain when they're asking and cook really nice food. And if you do that approach, I can promise you, you will persuade more people to be interested in your lifestyle and veganism than if you were to just shout facts at them and call them terrible names because they don't do what you do. That being said, veganism is a really positive, wonderful way to live your life, and you'll probably find, without meaning to, you will preach about it because it makes you feel good, it makes your body healthy, it makes you look good, but also it makes you feel good, which is the most important reason why we eat the foods that we eat. It's for nourishment, to sustain us. Now, I was, prior to being vegan, a vegetarian for 15 years, probably 15 years. I was 8 when probably about 8 when I started making the connection between cow and plate. So I was, because I had a very traditional family, being vegetarian was a little bit out of sorts, so they actually gave me the best way of becoming vegetarian, which was I weaned meat out gradually. So first I stopped eating red meat, so beef, lamb, pork. Then I stopped eating chicken, and gradually I weaned out fish as well. As a surfer, I have a lot of love for fish. I think our oceans are amazing things, and I think the best thing you can do to preserve this planet is to not eat fish. Let that for the sharks and the dolphins and the whatnots. Anyway, that's a completely different subject, isn't it? So yes, I gradually became a vegetarian, and a strict one for many years, and then I got to uni, lived with a load of hippies, and became exposed to veganism. So veganism is a diet and a lifestyle that is devoid of any animal products, and that usually means, in terms of a dietary sense, you don't consume meat, you don't consume eggs, and you don't consume dairy. Now, again, I am not a strict vegan in the sense that I beat myself up if I eat honey. The dog's letting himself out. The reason I eat honey is because my lovely neighbours are beekeepers, and I see the passion and the love and the commitment that goes into preserving our bees, and by having a honey industry, we help preserve our bees, which obviously has a massive impact on our ecosystems because they pollinate our plants, and I get free homemade honey, so that's my reason. Anyway, so I thought it would be quite nice to give you guys a few pointers if you are somebody considering being vegan, if you're somebody that is vegan and needs a little bit of help, or if you are a carnivore, herbivore, anyone in between who would like to do a few days of being vegan, just finding a little bit more out about it. So here are a few pointers. Obviously, veganism is a diet that is very heavy in fruits and vegetables. Fruits are amazing, you should eat them every single day, but the real power packs are vegetables, and in my experience the one that gives the most, or I feel personally gives me the most overall well-being, is that favourite buzzword at the moment, kale. So, kale. As you can see, it's only £1 from where I brought it, and obviously any very leafy green vegetable is incredibly good. Veganism can be quite devoid in B vitamins and in iron, but not completely. So if you can make sure you're filling up on the green leafy vegetables, you will really help yourself. Now, ways to do this, there are a multitude of different smoothies you can do. I actually find Thai food to be very, very filling, very nourishing, and a great way to get kale into your diet, because it doesn't always seem appealing when it's steamed, does it? You can get from a big brand supermarket, anyone, to be honest, green Thai curry paste. I find a little bit of this with, you know, onions, garlic, ginger, with some coconut milk, which is fatty but good fats, with your kale, peppers, broccoli, any kind of vegetable you want to throw into it. That really can make a nice big meal. And I find the trick with veganism, because you are going to go to parties, you are going to go out socially, you are going to go to work where there will be lots of food that you are trying to avoid. The best thing to do is pack a lunch, unless you go into like restaurants that you know that has got you know what you need there. Another little life hack that I think I even wrote it on a blog called Life Hack is these bad boys, lemons. They are wonderful for making salads a little bit more interesting. I actually have hot lemon water every single morning before I do anything, because I am not a natural H2O drinker. I will always prefer a cup of tea, and I'm talking sugary cup of tea. So if you have some of that, it's a really great way to stay hydrated. And I don't know if you can see, I obviously do have makeup on, but I really helped cure myself of acne by drinking lemon water, doing yoga and eating vegan. So okay, veganism can be two extremes. It can be really fatty because all you eat is pasta, bread, beige food, or it can be lacking in fat. And good fat is essential for our health, and there are quite a few options that you can have that will help you. So the trusty avocado, I adore these. I eat them every single day. They are very high in fat, very good for you, and again good for your skin. So I tend to have them in salad. I like them mushed up on toast if I do decide to eat toast on that day. FYI, I don't really eat much bread, not because I think carbs are horrendous or bad or anything, but because I've been following just for a little while to test whether it has an effect on me, a gluten-free diet. So I've been having like rye bread or quinoa bread instead, so that's that. Good fats, yes, good fats. I adore cashew butter and almond butter. These are, I think they are quite expensive, to be honest, compared to peanut butter. I would definitely eat peanut butter if I could, but I'm intolerant to it, so I can't. Nature's Energy, this is called Meridian, and these are fabulous. At the supermarket I get them from, they're about £3, and they're really great, obviously, for sandwiches. If you know, because sometimes you do, just when you're out and about or at work, you just want something carby and you want something that's going to make you feel full up. So these are brilliant, and they're also great smoothies, which brings me on to my next topic. Powders, smoothie powders. Now, you can be buying all sorts of gimmicks when it comes to like superfoods and all that kind of stuff, but for a vegan they are actually really good. I have every morning with my porridge chia and flax, which I'll just, can you see that? It's quite bright. Okay, yeah, so this is BioGlan Superfoods. These are £5. You can get other brands a lot cheaper. This is just the most convenient store for me, so this is what I get. And this is chia and flax seeds, and the particularly chia and flax are very good for us vegans because they contain omega-3. Now traditionally omega-3 we tend to find in fish, and if you're a surfer vegan like myself, you do not want to touch fish because you think fish are your friends. But you can't say that very loudly because you sound very weird. So anyway, so yeah, I have that sprinkled on my porridge every morning. I always start my day with, like I said, my lemon juice and my porridge. And then you can get other things, like this is Green Boost with kale. I don't know whether you can see that. So this one is really good. It says for fighting tiredness, fatigue, cleansing and detoxing. Now I really love smoothies, but I seem to have this knack of making them look like old pond water when I make them, and this does turn it like a sludgy green colour. But again, really, really fantastic. Right, what else can I tell you? When you are vegan, you're going to start doing a lot of baking and a lot of cooking from scratch, which may seem quite overwhelming initially, but when you can see what's going into your cooking, it's really very quite satisfying. And that leads me on to baking. So I really love baking. I make a lot of vegan cakes, and the secret to vegan cakes are the following. So you obviously omit the eggs and you omit the milk and the butter. You use soya butter or vegetable margarine, which you can get super cheap, and you use baking powder to replace one egg. And I find adding banana really binds everything up together. You can use something called egg replacement, so you can get them if you're UK based in Holland and Barrett. I personally have never had to use them. I've never used them because I found baking powder and banana really, really helps. And basically any cake that you or dessert that you can see in a dairy aisle, you can make vegan. It's just a little bit of picking and choosing. Now if you are somebody that wants to eat raw, so there's a new train of thought that is you only eat foods that are completely raw, so obviously from the ground, from the trees, from the bushes, it hasn't been processed or messed with too much. And if you want to do that style of eating, your blender is going to be your friend, because you can make things in your blender like energy balls and things like that. I've even made a raw cheesecake before with obviously no cheese, so not really a cheesecake anyway. And what you do to avoid sugar would be use dates. Dates are naturally very sweet. They are used prolifically in raw desserts, and coconut, desiccated coconut oil, they're fabulous to use. Hemp seed oil is also really, really great to use. But what I want you to sort of take away from this video is there's lots of options out there. Veganism doesn't have to be antisocial and a precursor to anemia. It doesn't have to be that. And the other thing is be gentle, my darlings. Be gentle with everybody, because we have to have diversity and differences in this world, because that's what makes it interesting. And whilst I will use every last breath in my body to promote veganism, to talk about it, to help people on that path, I also appreciate that not everybody's going to share my opinion. And as a yogi, it's very important that we don't overly judge people or think of them in negative ways because they don't follow our path. However, that being said, if you love animals, this is the way to go, people. This is the way to go. And on that note, I bid you farewell, because I'm really hungry. I'm going to make myself some vegan dinner, and I will speak to you very soon. Stay cool, guys. Bye.